What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new series, our first series of Madden 20 PLAYAGE. We ran a poll on the new Twitter at TFG Plays on what team we want to do our first rebuild on, and we came up with the Cincinnati Bengals here. So this is going to be a little different than our other rebuild series because this is what I've been doing on Twitch a little bit lately, and a lot of you have switched over to follow what's going on here. It's a non-edited rebuild, and it's a little different because we got the lovely viewers here chiming in on the Twitch chat, so there's a little more interaction. The viewers get a little more chance to have a say in our moves and who we should draft, who we should pick up, all that kind of stuff. So it's a little different. We're going to post this first episode here on That Franchise Guy. If you want to follow the rest of this series, which, by the way, do hit the like button below. But if you want to follow the rest of the series, either head over to twitch.tv/thatfranchiseguy, turn on notifications, follow at TFG Plays on Twitter so you can find out when we are going live. But also, the TFG Plays YouTube, that's where the rest of the series is going to be. And it's going to be chopped up, kind of like we did with our Red Dead series. But now, I'm back on Twitch. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for joining and leaving your comments. So we're going to get into this thing with the Bengals. We're using my custom roster. I did a quick edit. I did like a 30-40 minute edit. Just changed really the quarterbacks and some of the big disagreements I had. Some of the ones that I've had in like my overrated, underrated. So some little changes. In about a week when they drop their first big roster update, I do plan on doing my whole roster. But for now, we have a merged version of my roster and EA's roster. And then I also have really repeat everything I just said about some draft classes as well. If you are using those on Xbox, I do appreciate all of you not just downloading them, but when you do download them, hit that like button on the roster. It helps people like see that it's good and stuff. So I do appreciate if you're using my files that you take 5 seconds to go in and rate them and give it a like. So Zach Taylor, the new coach of the Bengals, we're gonna try and save the Andy Dalton's career. We'll see how that goes. We give him a lot of crap for being a purgatory quarterback, but you could at least do worse than Andy Dalton at quarterback. Let's take a look at the league settings here. We're going all Madden, simulation style. We'll go every 4 weeks for that. Career clock. I actually don't know what that is. And that's going to be a fun thing about this series is this is my first real sit down with I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I remember. This is going to be fun because I did my franchise review, but we were really trying to comb through and focus on what was improved and stuff. But, we're going to actually get our first hands-on experience here with Madden. A lot of you that are on the fence are going to be able to sit here, hang out with me, chime in on the comments if you want to play vicariously through me and want me to see something inside Madden that you're curious about, that you want to know if it's in there before you consider buying the game. That's all going to be here for us to figure out and decide if we like this game. So this is the scenario engine. This is the first one you always get. It's a sports reporter. She wants to introduce herself. Whatever.
Start your week by installing.
We kind of mentioned that Also, let me know if that game audio is too loud. It was too loud on my headphones there. The scenario engine's very raw to begin with, but they are supposed to be adding more guys. I think I'm going to slide this in just a little bit, get you a little closer to my pretty face. So player development, one of our players wants to talk. The punter. That sounds right for the Bengals. I just wanted to offer my 2 cents. I think we should get our rookies as much playing time as possible this preseason, especially if they have hidden development trait. Why is our punter telling us about development traits? So this is kind of quirky. I feel like this is a poor way to implement this. Like, why is our punter telling us about game mechanics? I don't really like that. I want immersiveness. just give me a setting. I don't need the punter coming to tell me about the new game mechanics. That's kind of weird. So let's do our training.
In offensive and defense, each week you can focus. Once you've made your game plan, choose to start.
So we definitely want to focus on where is... Oh, did we used pre-existing injuries, so we're gonna have to go through the first season without our first round pick. That's gonna make things a little more difficult. Cause where is he? And why I always forget his name. I loved him in the draft, and then I always forget his name. There we go, roster. Jonah Williams. Thank you. They got him as a left tackle. Yeah, so he's hurt for the year. That's unfortunate. This offensive line is so bad. I love, though, that we can just hop in with EA's roster and the ratings are a lot closer to how they should look. This is pretty good. Pretty good ratings here for the Bengals, to be completely honest. One guy that I want to focus on is Jermaine Pratt. This guy can play. I like him a lot. We're going to definitely give him playing time. William Jackson's good. Jesse Bates. They only gave him 82 zone coverage. That's a little disrespectful. He should have one of the highest zones in the game, in my opinion. Alright, so for the training, we are going to focus on... Should we try and resurrect John Brown's career? I feel like we'll go wide receiver and offensive line. I might just auto... Yeah, we'll do the training. Why not? We should probably go D-line and defensive back. So we're going to go with Jermaine Pratt. Oh, God, I clicked out of it. I think Jermaine Pratt, John Ross. Did I say John Brown? Whoops. Huh. They have some new training in here. These weren't in the beta, I don't think. Trick plays, punter and running back, punter offensive line. That's interesting. Geez, Joe Mixon is an 88 with star. I wonder if they got the Tyler Boyd extension or not. John Ross is 74. See, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. He was the lowest rated player, wide receiver in the NFL last year, and he's very playable there at 74 overall. We're going to go with these three. And because this is the first episode, I'll just simulate this. We'll come back and actually get gold for those. But I want to keep the first episode here on YouTube as concise as possible. So let's go ahead and get to our cuts. Hopefully we can stay healthy. That advance was quick. A veteran player wants to improve the team. All right. See, I'm already seeing more scenarios than from the beta, which is really cool. Like, the more and more we get of these, the more, like, updates to franchise. Like, you'll be able to come back in, like, October and November and get a different franchise experience, which is something I'm pretty excited about. So he's impressed with Alex Redmond. Why? I think with a little guidance, he could be a difference maker. Let me show him the ropes a little. Let's focus on his pass blocking. I like that they do that for offensive line as well, because that's a position that traditionally is very hard to develop in franchise mode. So this is already a big improvement to offensive line development, where you really couldn't stand out, you know? There's no like stats or way to stand out as a lineman. So that's where the scenario engine is going to be really, really helpful for the like development of linemen. You could get one of these that's like, hey, coach, I noticed that, who are we talking about? I already forgot his name. Alex Redmond hasn't given up a sack in 4 weeks. He's really heating up. I think he could, you know, be a breakout player for us. Let's see if he gives up another sack. And then if you go another game and he doesn't give up a sack, like, he could get like a legit boost. Like, that's all the kind of scenarios that I think they're discussing and hoping to implement. So we're going to work on his power pass blocking as an interior guy. Taylor Bennett wants to talk about our first preseason game. I'm already noticing a big upgrade in the scenario engine just from the beta, so I am definitely encouraged by that. The ones in the beta were very vanilla and not very interesting at all, so I was a little hesitant about it, but I'm already seeing some big strides, which is exciting. Which side of the ball needs the most? Probably offense. So the defense got a morale boost after that. That's cool. We'll do our upgrades after the preseason. Let's just get to the cuts. I want to get a little playage in here in the first episode. We got more of these every week, which is cool. Do you see how well? See, look at that. He got 3 awareness. I like that. How offensive line. Oh, and we're getting one for John Ross. So this is the kind of thing, like, it's creating narratives. That's new. You know, John Ross, a guy that could have a breakout season here. So let's go ahead to our cut week.
Use your practice squad to develop younger players that could eventually contribute in games.
So, like, if he starts playing well, let's see if A.J. Green keeps coming back to us and saying, hey, see, I told you he's playing well. And then maybe A.J. Green gets a morale boost because he was right. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how this all plays out. So far, I'm liking the upgrades.
Here are some recommendations to get you started.
All right, we'll stay realistic and keep our long snapper. We are going to keep all 3 quarterbacks there. The disrespect for Rodney Anderson. He'll definitely be higher in my roster, that's for sure. We're going to practice squad Quentin Flowers. We'll keep Ethan Carter. We are going to practice squad Stanley Morgan, Auden Tate. I want Alex Erickson to play a role here. I think Cody Core, it's time for him to go. We'll keep those guys at wide receiver. Tight end, Moritz Boringer, get rid of you. 44 run block. Yeah, Goose, how dare I compliment EA. Jordan Franks, Mason Schreck, we'll get rid of these guys. Kent Perkins up 55 overall. Jeez, dude. See ya. Christian. God, this just shows you how bad the Bengals offensive line was. Christian Westerman. Well, that's good to know that they have guys in the 60s for run and pass block. The lowest I would go in my custom roster would be like 68. So interesting to see that they're comfortable doing that. Whoa, the hate for Michael Jordan. Wow. He's better than that. I mean, he's a raw guy. So Redmond's only 24, and he's getting these developments. We're probably going to want to move him to left guard and maybe start him.
This is the player card. Here
so I guess maybe he is a bigger role on this team than we thought. So he's going to start for us. Right tackle. God, Bobby Hart. This guy's getting paid. He got a $21 million contract, and he's a 64 overall. And I don't even necessarily disagree with that. Alright. I do love how they're really showing how garbage the offensive lines are in the NFL. We'll keep those guys on the edge. This team has a really nice D-line. That's for sure. I like Renell Wren. Andrew Brown, I forgot about him. We're going to just cut the rest of these depth players here. A linebacker. Interesting that Deshaun Davis only has 81 speed. I thought he ran like a 4.5. We'll keep those guys. We're going to cut our practice squad Chris Worley. Tony McRae, get rid of you. We got 6 left. Jordan Brown, we'll practice squad you. Man, this roster is already so much better. Like, it's not perfect, but it's already so much better. We'll keep B.W. Webb. He just got a contract extension here. We'll move on from Kivari Russell. Probably Brandon Wilson. Time to move on there. Demetrius Cox. So we got 2 more to make. They recommend, yeah, we'll practice squad Harris. And maybe Travion Williams. All right. Let's go ahead to
see how you can improve
week 1 against the Seahawks.
Start the regular season by selecting your season goal.
We got an X Factor QB to prepare against this week. We are going to focus on slowing down Russell Wilson. You're never going to completely take him out of the game. Set season goal. You know, we're going to have realistic expectations here. So either 4-7 make the playoffs. Let's go 7 wins as our goal. And we also have to face Bobby Wagner this week. I don't think there's anything we can really do about Bobby Wagner. We're going to just ignore him. All right. So, we did pick up an injury. Oh, no. Jermaine Pratt. We were going to start him at middle linebacker. It's all right. Our probably 2 best rookie picks. Not going to be able to get on the field right away. That's unfortunate. We are actually going to get Jonah Williams back, though. So Dalton gets an upgrade. We'll do his. Pretty good upgrade for AD. John Ross. Oh yeah, so there's a new skill type. Or let's work it on his. Let's do that. Let's go with the scheme fit. Let's try to make him a more physical player. We need this man to toughen up a little bit. Erickson, my guy. We're going to go physical for him too. We're trying to toughen up this team just in general. Billy Price. We need him to really be a better player. We'll go with the scheme. Strength for Billy. Our long snapper got an upgrade. Alright, I'm just going to auto those. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. We're just going to play this game. I'll probably just put the first half in the YouTube episode. And just for this game, I am going to lower the quarter length. But remind me to boost this back up when this game finishes. We're just going to do a 6-minute quarters just for one game, and then we'll bump that back up for the rest of the series. But for logistical reasons, I just want to get some gameplay into this video. So there's a new option here to view the X Factor players, so you can kind of... Man, that's actually a pretty decent upgrade, because you talk about wanting the week-to-week opponent mattering a little more. Well, now you can, before you start the game, get one last little scouting, like a reminder to scout against your opponent. So Bobby Wagner, tighter coverage and more interceptions on contested catches, guaranteed tackles, decreased fake out on tackle moves, and then Russ just has ridiculous play extension stuff. All right. Here we go. Let's see, is this kind of unfrozen now? I put this too close to the
in Cincinnati. It's the coach.
Top of my fridge, and it got a little frozen.
On EA Sports. Coming up, the Bengals have a new man calling the shots. Zach Taylor, the second youngest coach in the entire league. as they head to Seattle to take on the oldest coach in the league, Pete Carroll of the Seattle Seahawks. I'll be back at halftime with a little
see the
games
new
in progress, but first, let's get up to Seattle.
new presentation here.
In the booth, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a
Good look at the stub.
CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago.
It looks a little, the graphics look a little better to me.
And it was just absolutely
Looks pretty clean.
in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. So happy to be with you, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, and we thought it would never
So
get
some
here,
similarities, probably just
together.
different
It's
camera
opening
angles for
weekend
the
of the 100th season
presentation.
in the NFL.
So much football to talk about. That's our main focus. But how
more
about
shadows
how much happened
on
in the
the
offseason? Rules changes. Overtime rules were discussed in a big
players
way.
there.
Some superstars
All right, that's
changed
enough presentation.
addresses. There's a whole lot to talk about in the NFL in addition to this game we're getting ready to watch.
All right, here we go.
Bullock out now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
So your offense will have a boost when calling vertical plays. I never really paid much attention to those, to be honest. So Billings is our best.
Throwing now, Wilson on the first down.
Oh,
Catch is made here.
and the face mask.
And he'll
Off to
be
a great
brought
start.
down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it indeed.
In the end, just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know,
Run,
push up
play
another
action.
15
Nope,
against
that's an
your
actual
squad.
run.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
So Russell Wilson gets like alerted when he gets off the edge.
Because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen
boy.
on that play.
The throw over the middle, taken in.
Well, off to a great start, as Goose just said.
David Moore, 40 yards.
I ain't got time for special teams. All right, Andy, what do we got? Oh, that's right, they changed that. We do have a +7 speed advantage. Let's go ahead and change that to a... So we got this play-action heavy scheme here with Zach Taylor, the Sean McVay system.
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. Oh, he's going to air it out right away.
So I already noticed a difference there. Do you see how the receiver came back to the football a little bit?
A big hitter if they had connected.
That was
Instead,
already an
second
upgrade
down.
But that
from
certainly
last
looked
year,
like something that they
especially with a guy like
discussed
John
all week
Ross, who
in
normally
practice,
wouldn't be
getting
able to
ready
do
for this
that.
one. Take the big
I like
shot
that he's
right out
able
of
to
the
turn
gate.
around and
At
break that
worst,
ball up. That
you'll open
was
up the
such a
defense
big
little
complaint
bit,
I
loosen
normally would
them
have.
up, have back on
All right,
their
looks like
heels.
cover 2. This isn't usually the best play call against that, but we'll switch to cover 3.
Passing again. Dalton on second.
Nice
and 10.
throw and catch.
Complete to John Ross. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
You know those Seahawks, they like to disguise the
Yards
cover
for a
3.
first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly.
Cover 3 again.
Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting
Let's get Joe
started
Mixon
here.
the ball.
Should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan.
Run it away from
All that
Bobby
you worked
Wagner.
on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to
Good
get
play.
outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
12 yards there and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Passing.
Oh,
It's
shoot.
Dalton.
I forgot that.
It's one that's intercepted.
Oh, boy.
10
Double
yards
tapping
for Mixon. And
is
his
not...
guys are gonna take over
Oh, man.
at the
Double
39.
tapping does no longer throw the football.
That was a really nice
I was just trying to throw the check down, and I then pressed Y to catch the ball, which threw the ball. That's going to take a little bit of learning.
You're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on
Play
that
action. Good coverage vigil. Oh, we can still get a user pick. And that one should have been a pick. That was a poor decision by Russ. That wasn't like a BS pick animation. That was an actual.
How many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it? So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand.
Oh, why is Gio?
Coming away with the interception.
Who's Sprat?
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease.
I just wanted to go down.
Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there.
Pratt got injured, Nick. He got injured in the preseason for 5 weeks, so we're going to have to wait.
Dalton and Adriel Jeremiah, A.J. Green.
Say that again.
Adriel Jeremiah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Joe Mixon goes down.
I bet Andy Dalton learned his full name as well because he figured out quickly, this is going to be my #1 target. I got to know this guy in a big way.
It's cover 2. Yes, it is. A.J. Green. Yeah, baby. That's our man.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of
upper arm fracture.
It's a pickup of
Joe
17
classic.
on the first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Play action here with Dalton. Escaping the he can't find
Cassius
anywhere to go
Marsh.
with it, and he goes down. Cassius Marsh in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
After the sack on 1st down, Dalton throw left side complete to
2 catches for Ross today.
They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
I got to remember to put Erickson as my slot wide receiver.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton.
Oh, Dalton. Come on, Andy.
He's incomplete.
All right, we'll take the field goal.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you
All
got
right,
to try
jump to
and
next play. All right, we gotta step up on defense. That was embarrassing last possession.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar...
Seahawks are making adjustments. They're not stubbornly running the ball all the
That's not
time.
really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
All right, Vigil.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football.
So I
This is
think
what
I
every
want
back in the league
Evans
is
out
supposed
there
to do
in this
exactly what we
package.
just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Football next Thursday.
After 1-7-3 the score.
Darth Radonis.
EA Sports.
Is that a Star Wars
Second
character,
quarter
or is
now
that
for
like your last
Seattle,
name?
And it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They keep it with
Get over there,
Petty on
Vigil.
1st down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the 2nd half, and you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition.
Yeah, 4 to 7 sounds about right. That
you're excited about hitting him in the 1st half.
Jonah Williams injury was really crappy for the Bengals. That was a big reason to be optimistic for them, is that their offensive line was looking better. They have good, they have really good playmakers. Joe Mixon's a top 7-ish running back. They have one of the best receivers in the NFL, AJ Green. They have Tyler Boyd, who just signed a $40 million contract extension. You got a good slot receiver in Alex Erickson. Ideally, or theoretically, you should have a good tight end in Tyler Eifert.
They go back to the ground now with Penny. And he gets this inside the 30.
Jeez, William Jackson's down now.
Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Wilson.
There we go. Oh, fumble. Get it, Dunlap. Let's go.
And the Bengals grab it.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's worse than it usually is. Shoot. We screwed that up.
They will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line.
Leg cramps. That's a new injury.
Hey, whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's in
So
the other way and trying to create points.
the celebrations are more dramatic now. Should we try
a reminder coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, it's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders.
Looks different than Madden 19. I did a freaking pump fake again.
In Oakland, that's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. Meanwhile, here's a shot.
I feel like these safeties are blitzing.
Right away, but it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage again, the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Oh, God. He got pressed out the daylights on that. Well, that was a choke. What's up, Malik Viper? Yikes. That was a terrible sequence. I'm sorry, guys. That was not the way you want to handle that.
This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it?
I thought he was going to come open on that slant, but he got pressed. It is good to see presses kind of get bumped a little bit at the line. Those are really overpowered in Madden 19. If he didn't get bumped, I think he would have come open, though.
They were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
From the 31, Wilson.
God, I'd love to see that. I don't care. I don't care that hurt me. I just love seeing the linebacker not play like defense.
And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
The gameplay is just honestly so much better.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
One of the surprises of the first round, the Seattle Seahawks selecting running back Rashad Penny out of San Diego State. Highly regarded, but most people thought he would go in the 2nd round.
But he did have an incredible senior year.
We haven't had to deal with DK Metcalf yet.
23 touchdowns.
He resembles Marshawn Lynch in build.
It's probably because he's not starting.
Had 7 kick returns.
They probably have more as like a 78 overall.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this.
I literally love it. I was hitting SWAT and I couldn't get an animation. I love it. It's such a different game.
22 yards there, a first down.
Those second level throws like that just changes everything. You can actually make a read on a levels concept.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end.
And that'll be caught by the tight end.
Man.
It's Ed Dixon with a
Alright, we gotta bounce back. They're gonna review this. That was a touchdown.
Two first-half touchdown passes.
What are my plans for AJ Green? We gotta keep AJ. He's a franchise player.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
He's still got a couple years of prime.
3 drives and just the 3 points seeded.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones.
Oh, I forgot there's a runoff.
Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give the defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Thanks for the follow. No lacking.
Before going out. 12 yards there and a first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This
Cover 3, 1-on-1 for AJ Green. Oh, we got sacked.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks.
I do like the new timeout. It's so much
now
just
the Bengals going to use the first
cleaner.
of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So now 20 yards to go.
What other teams am I considering for rebuild? Well, the ones I had in that poll were Lions, Packers, and who else was in that poll?
Now Dalton. To the left side here for
Oh, you get a face mask.
Oh,
thanks for the follow, VFL, my guy.
This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays.
Colts. Yes, the Colts was another one.
They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
They go play action here on first down.
That was actually a perfect spot there. Let's see, can we at least get a field goal here before half? Is there something with some out routes or something?
Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. So Dalton now. He's going to fire one deep.
Oh, AJ Green! That's what you get for putting a linebacker on him. God. Thing is, AJ Green can make that catch.
Seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers.
You want to know what my plans for AJ Green are? That right there. And on that note, if you're watching this on YouTube, come follow the rest of the series on TFG Plays. Hit that like button. And if you're on Twitch, I'm excited to keep playing this thing. So peace out.
All right, Brandon.